This is just a short video file to help us understand masking, and in this case, the most simple form of masking, which is going to be local adjustments to the image. So we can see that with this image, we have a pretty lackluster scene here, and there's not a lot of contrast or emphasis or use of color. So while we could do some of this in Adobe Camera Raw, for the purpose of this, we're going to learn how to do it in Photoshop. So to do this, we're going to come and start by making a global adjustment to the entire scene. And I'm going to go ahead and use hue and saturation here in this specific case, but you could use any of these adjustments. I'm also going to take it pretty far so that you can easily see the changes that we're going to be making here. So while I probably wouldn't normally adjust it quite this far, I'm going to take it further so it's easy for us to see. But right now, all I'm really considering is this blue color in the sky and in the water, because that's about how saturated I want it to be so that it feels much more punchy and is really making a much more dynamic image overall. So as we can see, when I did this, this also is affecting this sand color as well, making it feel very surreal and not very realistic. So this is where we're going to start localizing this idea of the color change with the use of the mask. So we can see that as soon as I created this adjustment layer, Photoshop already did some of the work. So it created the mask for me here, and that's what this little icon represents. Right now, it's showing as white. We can also change this to black, but here, white always means that it is revealing the entire adjustment you made over the entire image if the mask is blank. If it is all black, it would mean that it's hiding everything, and then we could for example, color with white or black, and we can see that our two color palettes are over here, and we can switch between them utilizing that little toggle switch. So in this case, we want to start making adjustments to hide part of this color change that we've created here overall. To start, I'm going to start with the gradient tool here and basically drag it up from the bottom to help me quickly and easily remove a lot of this color cast from the lower half of this scene. So we're going to go up here and check some of our settings. So we want it to be from black to gradiate to nothing here. So it's going to be transparent. We want it on normal. The opacity can be 100% for now. And we don't want it on reverse. Dither and transparency is fine. So just check those out quickly. So then we're just going to draw this line up all the way down to the, all the way up to the dog's feet here. And we can see I'm adding to this selection a little bit, and we can see from our mask little icon over here that we actually have created the mask. We can see the black, we can see the white. So what's white is being revealed, what is black is now being hidden. It's being masked away. So we can see that did a pretty good job in a really, really quick manner. And we can see that we've still got a lot of areas up here that look a little bit surreal. So we don't just have to use the gradient tool. We can come in here and make some more refined brush selections here instead, or masking selections instead. So here I'm going to get a much, much bigger brush. I'm working, you can of course zoom into 100%, but just for the sake of this tutorial and the quickness of it, I'm going to go ahead and use a big brush, a little bit sloppy. I'm going to put the hardness here at about 50%, opacity 50% here. So we have a soft brush and we have it not quite at full opacity. So here I'm going to come on in here and I'm just going to basically remove or hide some of that opacity level that we added, or some of that hue saturation level that we added before. So we can even see that occurring on the mask. So we can see that too, we can come in here even further and again, constantly be revising this masking process. So we can come in here with a lot smaller brush and we can paint in some of this area that really didn't get hit properly by my gradient tool. So this is just adding into some of the masking that we already did. Unlike selections where you have to keep going in and refining them, you can just add to your your paint tones here with your brush, so they just keep adding. Maybe we think that the dog got too saturated as well. You can see all that kind of blue that started coming out in the coat there. And maybe that eye looks a little creepy now, so we can hit that. But we like the red tongue, for example. So now this has really changed this image in a very dramatic way, as well as keeping it fairly realistic as well. So this is the first kind of easy way to utilize masking to your advantage to make local adjustments in an image.